Flapping your gums with Vinny&Hessey. Yeah!
What's up, y'all? Yeah, we're back. Flapping your gum. I don't got a point because you can see, or if you're listening, we are sitting in the same room, actually. So,
We are
welcome back, everyone.
Together and back again. Boys are back in town.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Bad boys, bad boys. Yeah, we're back. We're in town. We're in the old stomping grounds. Back to the old stomping grounds here. I have traveled over to Utah. So here we are. Alex came down for up, down, turn around, shimmy, shimmy, cocoa puff, something like that. So Alexa came for her spring break and hung out at Grammy and Grandpa's. The old work, hanging out at the farm. We dropped her off last weekend and came to pick her up, and we're hanging out here for a few days. So we're able to shoot this thing in person.
Yeah, we're getting all set up and trying to make sure everything sounds good, looks good. Hopefully you guys like it.
Yeah, Vinny's got some.
I got the new internet.
So
That's
this
right.
will be the first. We didn't go last weekend due to we had to drive Alexa, so we were gone, and then I had ample fire calls, which we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, we were going to record on Sunday, and you were like, yeah, I'm doing the training, and then we'll get on, and then an hour when I thought we were going to go, I sent you the speeds of what my internet was doing, and then you're like, bro, I'm on a huge fire call. Like, I'll hit you up later. By the time we got to that point, it was like, we're going to bed.
Yeah. It was. It's been that way. It's ridiculous. So that's I put it in the notes too. Fire season in the wind. I love it. So I don't know what makes people think to have fires in the wind. I get like, okay, there's like a little breeze or something. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I would almost say that there's probably very few days that have zero wind.
Yeah, 100%.
Like absolute zero.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ever. I mean what, like there's usually some sort of breeze. I'm talking even if it's at 1, 2, 3 miles an hour. You could burn in that.
Oh, yeah.
But you take people who I feel like, and I'm going to call it out because I've been doing this a long time. It gets me to test their intellect. Like I doubt their intellect when it comes to that stuff. Especially being here, we've had some wind in the afternoons, like going to the baseball game and stuff like that. But from what in Fallon, when it says there's going to be on basically the news or whatever you're looking at, if you're looking on apps or whatever, and there's slight wind, there's going to be slight wind, I feel like then you should just not burn. They think that because they're going to light it on one side and the wind's blowing, that it will help them get it to the other side.
That's 100% what I feel like the farmers do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know 3 mile an hour wind will help get to the other side too? Controlled. Not control burn out of control.
Correct.
So those are the calls that we've been going to. And dude, since I've been here, I got here, Wednesday night, so say Thursday.
Right.
I'll bet they've had 9 calls. Just so everybody knows, this is Saturday.
It is Saturday. Yeah.
So we're 2.5 days in.
2.5, yeah. 2.5 days, 9 calls.
Yeah. Generally, so you're over 3 calls per day.
And I feel like the farmers try to do it. Around here, I've noticed it when I drive, that they start to burn their canal ditches, anything that's going to get water to their field. And like you said, they just kind of started at one end, and looks like in their mind, it's just going to blow straight down that canal, and it's going to go. But everything's so tall on the outside of up on top of the canal, and it catches on that.
Well, I think too, so last year we got lucky, so because we had so much moisture.
Yes.
Coming into last summer. So everything was still wet, green, there was flooding, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we had already talked about it, saying that this was going to probably be a big burn year.
Because everything grew so tall
now everything
and died.
From last year has died, but it's bigger because it got more.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's some of it gets into, I think on some some facts of it, they actually think that we are going to. I don't know. I can't say 100%. Like I said, I've done it for a minute, and it seems like they burn to let it go, and no will come put it out.
Well, if you guys are that good, then yeah, they have a lot of faith, and we can start this, and hopefully we do okay. If we don't, we got backup.
Yeah. Or I mean, we've gone to it, and they're like, "Can you let it burn to that back fence right there?" I'm like, listen, we're not here for control burns. Like, we're not here like monitoring. Like, we got called because it was out of control, and so we're putting it out. Like, we're not hanging out here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not getting paid to hang out. So some people will ask that, or you go to it, and they're like, "Yeah, I just got away from me," and it's 300 feet out behind their house, and they have a 50-foot hose.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you were gonna make it. Like, you're a little short. 250 feet.
Picture some old man
around there.
running from his house with his hose, and then reach the
Like
end
a
of his
dog
hose
hitting
line.
the
Yeah,
end of his leash.
end of his
Yeah,
leash.
yeah.
Just,
I at some points I probably hope that, but I never got to.
Marvin, get out! He's running
down there and then just hits the
Oh my hip,
okay,
my hip.
Call an ambulance too. I'm gonna need the fire department and the ambulance. But yeah, so it's been crazy. The last one, dude, it was nice to come and try to get some sleep, I guess, coming to visit, because between that rolls us right in the next. I went from fires, and Tasha, it's hilarious. You would think Tasha was going on these fires with me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, what a rough night. Last night was so rough." I'm like, yeah. Was it rough for you? She's like, "Oh,
Yeah, you woke
yeah,
me
you had
up.
2 fire calls. Man, we didn't get any sleep. Mom, we didn't.
Did you
Well,
go to?
I'm awake." I'm all, "Yeah, sure you are." You know, I'm like, she's like, "I might as well went with you on that one," because I got up to go to a fire, and at some of them, you can tell. Like, I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a big one."
Right.
Some of them get called in. You're like, all right, we'll just run down there. They'll probably just take a truck or two and hit it out, wet it out, come back. And then it's like, we got to that one, and it was 4 hours later.
But it hit a structure.
The Sunday one was a structure, but
Right.
that's not the one I was talking about.
Oh,
I was talking about one like 2-3 nights before.
oh, okay.
It was like before we left.
Mm.
And so before we came to take Alexa actually here.
Okay.
So I got up. It was like on like a Thursday night or some Wednesday or Thursday, and it went off at like 11:30 at night.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh man, well, we'll just go out there." And it didn't sound like anything crazy. And we got out there, and it was like trees on fire and this ditch on fire, and there's a house next to it with a shed, and so we're fighting it to get it. So
An old man out there with his 50-foot hose.
Yeah, I don't even think he was out. He probably was sitting in his truck. Dude. But yeah, so anyways, it goes that way. But yeah, but then Tasha's just like, "Oh man, I know, two in one
So
night."
you got to call 11:30. You go to that.
Yeah.
Put that out. What time did you get home?
Well, that one, we had 2 of them in that night. So it was like, I think we had one like 11:30. And so I probably got home around 1:30.
Yeah.
Something like that. About an hour and a half or so, say.
Okay.
Went to sleep, and then had another one go off at like 4. So
Okay.
I slept for I felt like I had slept forever. And then also like I just went to sleep, if that makes sense.
So you probably just
So you're
hit
like,
that
wham,
deep
you're
sleep.
out. And I'm like, and then it goes off, and I'm like, "Oh man, how long?" And I look, I'm like, I have
3
I
hours.
didn't even sleep that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so there was another one. So that one I go to, and
But
then
was Tasha awake when you came home at 1:30?
she says,
Oh,
she'll be
okay.
like,
Like she stayed up the whole time you were
No.
gone?
"No, I don't think she does."
Oh, okay.
I think she just feels like it wakes her up.
But it does. I
That
mean,
one-
it does break it up and
Oh,
down.
yeah,
Like
for
when it's
sure.
only an hour and a half or
So that
2.
one was a 2 call. The one that we had prior to, which was like, I think I may have had a day of break in between. There's like in the last 2 weeks, I've probably been on 17 of them. So I can't remember them all together. They're not that exciting when it comes to like the one we had before we came here. Now that one was exciting. That one was a rager. It jumped the ditch, was heading towards 3 houses. There was power lines going down because these people were burning up power poles.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was full
I
on.
thought the power poles had that, like a
Creosote?
retardant or something
Yeah,
on
not
it.
when it's 1,000-degree fire just railing it.
Oh, it just
It'll burn them.
burns
oh,
it right
yeah.
off.
Yeah, it'll burn.
Oh.
Yeah. So they burned 4 of those. We pulled off. They pulled us out of the field because we had to go around because they're like, it jumped the field to the west or the ditch to the west, and it's headed towards houses. So then they're on the radio. How far away from the houses? We don't know because we can't see it.
And what time of night was this?
So this started at, well,
Or is this day?
daytime.
Okay.
Well, we had a call. The first call hit at 4. And so they rolled to that one. Then we had another call that hit at like 5
p.m.
while they were still on that other call. Correct.
Okay.
Then they double paged that one because it was so big. So that means
The 5 o'clock one.
The 5 o'clock one. That means they need more people. So they double paged that one. So we headed down to that one, jumped in the truck. As we were heading out to that big one, so there's one going east of town.
Mm-hmm.
They peeled one of the trucks off. They keep a truck and a tender on that one. They start heading to the one, I'll say south, because nobody's going to know the streets that I'm saying.
Right.
So we're headed south of town.
Okay.
As we're in the truck headed south of town, the first couple trucks have gotten there now, are fighting.
Okay.
And we're en route. A page goes off for one on the west side of town by the dam, Lahontan Dam.
So now we're at 3.
So now we got 3 going.
Okay.
So they peel off. Instant command sends one of the chiefs over and a truck to head to that one.
Okay.
So then we get to that. We get into the field of this big fire. We're getting out, getting ready almost to deploy hose. And they're like, truck 3, you need to get back in, go back out on the road, go south of the ditch right there, the canal, and head on this road because it jumped. So it had burned, and it's in trees.
So now the big fire's kind of almost split to, it's gotten so big.
It's gone over like a berm. It's gone through this field that has no access, road access.
Oh, God.
Now burned the canal west of the canal.
Oh, gosh.
And there's 3 houses on that side. Now we have, as we're pulling out and running back up to the road to go up across this canal, then the dispatch gets on and says, we have a call coming from the road we were looking to get on. It's called Sorensen.
Right.
The 2055 Sorensen Road address is calling and saying that the fire is in their front yard.
Oh, gosh.
So they're freaking out.
That's one of the 3
houses you can't see in the smoke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we come ripping up that road. There's people now looky-loos, like getting out, pulling their cars up, wanting to take pictures. This thing's big. And they're in the way. They're impeding on emergency response. So we now are on the radio and saying, tell them dispatch, get the sheriff's department out here. They need to get these people out of here and close this road down.
Okay.
As we're making this turn, here comes a truck with a trailer. He's got his horses on it. He's hauling them out. They've loaded them up.
Okay.
Because that fire's over, jumped the canal road. So now he's hauling out, but that road ain't that big for a giant fire truck. And now a truck and trailer. He has to berm it up on the side bank. Almost, that looks like he's about to tip it over. Them horses had to be like, what the? They're like looking at the dirt now. You know, their heads are out.
Right.
So they're like, he drives up on the thing else, and the trailer's all tips, and them horses now, their face is like 3.5 feet from the ground.
Okay.
I'm like, this dude's going to roll over. He didn't. Well done, dude. And so he rips out of the way. I mean, we're laying on the air horn, too, as we're just barreling down. Then we get there, power line falls down, laying across the road.
And it's hot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's like 4 poles that burned. Now the one burned off halfway and like it fell. So now it's hanging.
So the only thing holding that pole up is the lines that are
correct. And now it's hanging there. And we can't get the truck underneath it.
Oh.
And the house is like 300 feet in front of us.
Okay.
So we go up, we inch up as close as we can to the power line.
Oh, boy.
Before it's hit the top of the truck.
Yeah.
Jump out. There's one laying on the ground. So we're like, there's only 5 of us in the truck. So I'm like, we start pulling hose, and I'm like, don't let it touch the ground. He's like, rips it because he almost laid it across the line.
The hose.
Empty.
Okay.
So we drag it like 300. We're coupling them together because off the front bumper, we only run 150 feet. So we hook another 150 feet to it.
Okay.
And we run it out there, and we start spraying in front of this guy's house. And
so now we have fire,
down.
Electricity, and water.
It's full on. Yeah. We're looking to get just zapped for sure. So we kept it. The power is behind us. So we push it. We get this guy's place. We get it all knocked down.
Yeah.
So his house isn't going to burn. So amen to that. Turn around. Now MB Energy's coming. He was there. He was pulling up as we were passing him.
Yeah.
And so they're on the horn, like they're running back. Like the instant command rigs are running back and forth like, you got to get the power cut on this thing because we're over there. Truck 3 we can't make any more progress on this fire.
Right, as
we are
far as you can go
behind this power line.
Right.
So now they're routing the trucks behind us that are coming in to go back out on the road and loop around because you got to come around and hit this other road so you can come in from the west side.
Right.
We're basically trying to get it on both sides. So anyways, we got it all knocked down. The NV Energy guy finally just got up there and was like, instead of trying to salvage stuff, he just killed the power from there out. So everybody lost. That whole line went down.
Oh, yeah.
Just kills it. He's like, power's dead. So we'd driven under it now before he killed the power.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, I think me and the engineer came over and was looking at it. He's like, I don't know, man. I think we can make it. I'm like, let's go. And I'm like, I'll jump up on top of the truck. Had a guy down behind me with a radio, and he's telling the engineer, drive, stay left. I'm yelling at him, make it go left, so he can get up underneath this thing. And he's like, what happens if it hits? I'm like, well, I hope I don't die. So I'm trying to hang on to like the hose and stuff since it's like insulated, non-metal.
Yeah,
is what I'm hanging on to up there, so I'm not touching any metal. Hopefully that would work.
But if the line's not exposed, I mean,
it is. It's burnt.
Oh
yeah, it's been through the
fire. So it's exposed.
Already. Yeah, the fire rolled right through and then over into that side. So, yeah, dude, it was big. Like I'm talking acres upon acres, trees, Russian olives, like flames that are probably 30, 40 foot tall, raging. It was just this huge plume of smoke. That's why everybody saw. It was on 401. Tasha was already like the 411, like the Fallon information. Everybody can post stuff, pictures, and they talk about it. It's kind of like the news thing on book.
Okay, yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah, Amber already sent me pictures from 411. I go, yeah, those are the people getting in the way.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what they even posted, like the Fallon newspaper has a page on the book page, like that 411 stuff. They put on there, like, hey, people stay away. Like, you're causing problems by getting in the way. And so sheriff came. Had to haul them, kick them people out, put them on the outskirts of it. But we get it knocked down, start doing like wet lines and getting it going. Trees are falling over, so we can't get down into the guts of it. So we just get everything around it. Most everything put out except for like this one.
So you just let it kind of burn out.
Yeah, just sit there and burn.
Yeah.
It's all controlled. It's all burnt black around it, so there's not going to go anywhere. And the wind, thank heavens, was not blowing for the evening. You know what I mean? It was kind of breezy and stuff like that earlier, but it had died down. And then they got another call as we were doing the wet lines back towards the east side of town again. Same thing. People burning. It was in the ditch. Shot some trees on fire. So they had to roll another truck out to that one, pulled one off from this fire, headed over to that one. And then right before as we were cleaning up, because now we have like 400 plus foot of hose because we're having to string through the canal up over through the fence and run it because the trucks are parked on one side. We got hose. I mean, it is everywhere. Spaghetti, just hundreds and hundreds of feet from all.
And you're running all this out of the water that's in the truck. Do you have
tenders?
Some fire hydrants at all?
Nope, we're in the county.
So county doesn't have fire hydrants?
No. So we're just running trucks and tenders. So a tender will come ripping up there and hook up to us and fill us up, and then if he gets half of the water to us and we fill up, then he'll go to the next one, empty his half, then he runs over and shoots into the closest fire hydrant, fills it up, comes back out.
And you're doing this, and there's tenders doing 3 fires now. You had the east, the west, and you guys are on the south.
Tender stayed with us. They sent a truck to the LaHonte Dam one, and they sent a brush truck, one of our bigger brush trucks, out to the one on back to the west. They had finished. They'd closed down IC. Instant command on the first fire. They had got that one out. Those guys were now with us.
Oh, okay.
On that other fire, on the Alamos.
That's a lot of trucks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we had most all of them out. The only one I think we didn't have was our B-24, which is like our big. It's basically like a one show like attack truck. So it basically just made just a run in, and you dump 1,200 gallons of water on the fire in like 30 seconds, minute and a half, or 90 seconds, whatever it is. Take say 3 minutes if you even like feathered it, and then pull that one out. That's all it does. Like, it doesn't have hand lines. It doesn't have nothing. It has just this big
Just
old
have a
monitor.
cannon?
Just
Does it have like
has
a cannon on it?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. So it's
Wow.
just like we had this fire at the transfer station.
Okay.
So it was like in that big metal Kwanzaa
Yeah.
thing, where you drive into and dump your garbage.
Yeah.
That caught on fire. The garbage in there.
Oh.
So it was just this oven, basically.
Right.
Just like a brick oven.
So you can't go
burning.
walking inside there.
So they just run up 324 and you just turn that monitor on and it just blasts all that water and blows stuff, the garbage all over the place, or haystacks, whatever
Right.
penetrate that kind of stuff. And then you can just hook a tender to it. Just let him just sit there and just
Does it have a
hammer.
Can you
down.
control the
Oh yeah, it's like
cannon
a
from the
game,
inside?
dude. You're sitting inside of it, just running this big old monitor in the front.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. It's like that. It's like when we play Call of Duty and you're always wanting a tank.
Yeah.
That's what it'd be like. You'd
Yeah.
get in there getting just to tank it up, dude.
Nice.
So that one, I think, was the only one there. Actually, one of the new trucks did get brought out,
Oh.
and the Chiefs were not happy about it.
Oh, they didn't want the new truck out?
No, it wasn't ready.
It wasn't ready.
We've been training on it. We just trained on it last week.
Right.
So it was like,
You got trained on it 3 days
couple
before.
Guys showed up like later on, like when they could get there, and that was the truck sitting there. So they brought out the new one, dude. They were a little upset about that. Dude, I mean, I'd drive it too, but
Well, I mean,
it's
it's the only one there.
You drove by it too. We would have loved to grab it and go, but we knew, like, everybody was like, "What the shit?" Because everybody wants the new one. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
that's like the Cadillac, dude. It'd be like, okay, I can either take this old station wagon, Pinto or something, or take the new Ferrari. Like, which one are you gonna take? Well, the Ferrari's not ready. Well, it'll get me there. So yeah, it got there, and they did. They didn't really. They just used it to bring man.
Oh, so
They did get water out of it, and we did pull hose off of it. 1 inch hose, like 400 feet. So
like, was the hose hooked up to the new truck, or did you just
it's
use the hose?
cross laid, what they call a cross lay in the top. So
Yeah.
it's for extra hose.
Yeah.
So we pulled that off. They did.
They did.
So yeah, but they drove down the dirt road, so it got dirty and
Oh,
stuff.
man.
It's like your dad gets a new car.
Yeah.
That'd be the Chiefs, be the dad.
Yeah.
And then the kid goes and grabs it, goes mobbing down a dirt road. So it would have been nice, though, to sit in and fire up that AC unit. It's got a big old AC unit in it, all HEPA filtered and stuff, so you can be in the smoke. It's like, so you can get in there and like have like recovery.
Oh, I got you.
It's supposed to, because we don't have, they're like, with all the new EPA stuff nowadays, they're like, you have to have that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, my beard smelled like till yesterday.
You could just,
When I showered, I'd get out and be like, smell my upper lip, like
Yeah.
with my hair and my beard.
Yeah.
And I even told Alexa my smell. She's like, yeah, still smelled like smoke.
really?
Because we were in the smoke. Like, I have like this like brush gear mask, you put on, and it has like a filter in it, but it ain't like being on a SCBA, like your pressurized air.
Oh, okay.
So you're sitting there pulling that out of the way, just snotting, because you're like, just breathing in the smoke,
Dude.
Your chest gets all tight. I'll be like, it's like I smoke a pack of cigarette. It's just because you're filling your lung with smoke and not oxygen. So it kind of it gets a little tight, congested feeling. But
Yeah, you always see on like TV, and I mean, they probably exaggerate it quite a bit. Like if you were in it that whole time, like when you watch it on TV, they automatically just put you like, oh, go get checked for smoke inhalation.
so there is that. So you can get it. There's not, the carcinogens aren't the same on a brush fire as they are in structure.
Oh, okay.
So structure fire, you will get it if you do smoke inhalation. If you breathe in a gasp of like a structure fire,
Yeah.
it'll knock you on the ground, and you'll have it's the worst. It's probably the worst
Because it's like
headache, migraine,
insulation,
yeah, the
drywall,
carcinogen in it,
all
there's
that
so
kind
many
of stuff.
poisonous stuff,
Oh, okay.
plastic,
Right.
paint,
No.
all the bad stuff you could think of that are in anything is burning in your house.
Everything that says warning, do not do this
Yeah.
because of these, those are
Correct.
now
That's now all
on
smoke.
fire and
Yeah.
and going straight into the lungs.
Straight in your lungs. So you have to go actually in the hospital, and they'll put you on oxygen and like
Try to
put you in
clear
like
it
a
out.
chamber, one of those, what do they call them, the chamber rooms?
Hyperbaric chamber?
Chamber. It's because they're trying to pump oxygen in super pump it into your body
Oh, okay.
to replace all that stuff. But you're like, you just have had it. I've had slight ones where I've had to fill out some paperwork and stuff, but never to go to the hospital. But the ones that do, they're like, it's the most miserable. It's like the worst headache. You feel sick, your head pounding. So hopefully I don't ever do that one. Yeah, so that's it. That's what kind of went a little long on the fire season, but it's in full effect, and I feel like we're getting going. We're just started.
Oh yeah.
Boo.
I mean, like a couple weeks ago, we had over where I deliver. They got in a couple of the towns I delivered to there by Capitol Reef, Torrey, that kind of thing. They got 30 inches of snow. Like there's all those farmers out there. There's not even close to getting.
Well, that might be a good thing because that's a lot. You're still getting a lot of like moisture in the lake.
Yeah.
So if you can keep it wet and green, probably not going to burn. And then when it does burn, it's slow.
Right.
Still can burn, just not fast. Dead stuff burns fast. Cotton, like when them cotton trees start dropping cotton.
Oh yeah, dude.
This stuff's like fuel. It's like lighting gasoline on fire.
I've seen it.
It's crazy. It's fun. It's fun. When
it's
you,
cool to watch it. Yeah,
just watch it like
they got like all that
burn.
cotton in the ditch,
It
and they go,
literally
and it just goes.
burns.
And it's like,
dance
whoa.
is just like you're burning a layer of gasoline that you poured out.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's where that goes, dude. It's full on going. Well, dude, I do have something. We talked about 2 weeks ago. We talked about your eating.
Okay.
And how you were kind of getting in it.
I had some friends that listened to the show were like, dude, your brother really gets after you for food. And I go, yeah, but if nobody did, I wouldn't. Like, if nobody said anything about food, like, because you and I talk about it, and that's what they don't understand is, like, you and I talk about it, not just on here, but we talk about it throughout the week. And if you're not held accountable or make the comments or anything like that, I guess, then I don't feel like, and that's the kind of personality I have, that if you don't say anything or like give me suggestions on how to do better and stuff like that, and I think I talk to you about it so that I can get, I mean, I'm a grown adult, so I mean, what you suggest, I mean, I don't have to, if it's something I can't do or something that is just a lot of stuff to do, I do the best I can. That's all I can do.
What do they think? I was making fun of you? They thought I was mean. What's their name?
What's his name?
Oh, his name. Now we're narrowing it down.
I only have 2 buddies that listen, so it doesn't matter.
So you guys got a 50-50 chance.
You got a 50-50 chance.
Your ass.
Right. But I'm like, yeah, but if I don't bring it up, then I don't think about it myself.
I think, but I'm doing it out of love.
I agree. I'm not worried about it.
I don't want your back to hurt. I don't want your, joints to hurt. I want you to be in a good shape.
And everything that I can think of, and I guess it's kind of like a food therapy when I talk to you about.
Yeah, you ever seen them shows? Them dudes are all yelling at them. Like, what's that? They used to do that show, The Biggest Loser or something. They're like, get your pants on the table. They're all, and they're just like, I saw one over in like Europe or something, and the lady was all poking him or something, like Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh.
They have a little bit different rules, I think, than the U.S. Like,
Probably.
they get away from that shit. And I thought that good big old fat guy was going to beat that lady, dude. Oh, my. He was so mad. Don't you ever poke. And it was like with an accent. I can't do even when I'm trying to say it mad. But I thought for sure he was just going to pick her up.
Oh, man.
Fold her in half like a taco. But, well, I'll read this out for you. Because we did have a person hit in on that has like a lot to do with like body type stuff. I mean, like food eating and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see what they said. They're talking about beanies because we were calling it a baby bump.
Because we're calling my baby bump. We're talking about how pregnant women always have kind of a back issue while they're pregnant, and we feel like I have the same thing kind of going on.
I mean, not
posture.
the pregnant part.
Well, I have the
like
weight
Junior?
in the stomach.
Like Junior.
Yeah. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
No, that's twins. Junior's the one where he gets pregnant.
I thought it was still Danny DeVito, though.
I don't know. I haven't watched it. Maybe he is in it. I just couldn't get on board with that one. With the dude getting pregnant.
Getting dude pregnant.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It says that it's coming from it's called cortisol response. CORTISOL.
I think it sounds right.
Cortisol?
Yeah.
Response made worse by excessive empty calories. So it says that That could, I mean, that could be some of it too. Alcohol. It says that, like, they're just saying, Manny needs to realize, and sometimes hearing it from somebody else, it's like your wife, they hear it from somebody else is better than
hearing it from you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully not your wife. I'm just saying not from me, from that other person.
No, I think a lot of people that have issues, whether it's alcoholism, overeating, just doing
Thinking
something.
they're not pretty, but somebody else, you're like, babe, you're so pretty, and then somebody else says, man,
Yeah,
you're
or even
gorgeous,"
like
and
your
they're like,
parent.
oh, thank you so much.
Right, even when
Really?
you're,
Thanks.
it
You're
could
like,
be from
"I've
your
been saying
any
it for a
family member.
week."
It doesn't have to be husband or wife.
Yeah.
It's like any family
Yeah.
member, that's
don't take
really
this
close to you. You just don't really listen to too
Yeah.
much.
So this person cares about you, I feel like.
Oh,
It says alone cannot compensate for poor. So it needs to realize exercise alone cannot compensate for poor eating, drinking habits, or poor sleep. And that is true for you. We're going to work on his sleeping too. I think his body type is holding the weight is a sign of high cortisol, adrenal fatigue, hormone imbalance contributed from poor eating, poor sleep, and stress. I think he's on track with cutting out the sugar and carb, but it needs to be for more than a week, like 3 months.
well, yeah.
So they do listen because it says cut out. First thing they put zingers.
I haven't had.
No, but this because we've talked about it.
Right.
So zingers / gas station snack, sodas, alcohol, chips, empty calories.
Yeah.
Meal prep. So when hunger hits, he has an option other than reaching for the easy button, which ends up being junk.
Correct.
Sufficient protein at every meal. Replace heavy, dense meal carbs with veggies. Frozen green beans is an easy option. Drink water or bubbly water. Help replace soda. Sleep as consistent as possible, 6 to 8 hours in a night. Cold, dark room. The cold room, we might have to work on that too. Maybe you should. Do they make a cold blanket? They make hot blankets.
I don't know, something to look into.
You could get you like a cold one. Maybe it has like a circulation thing
Or
in it
a cold
something.
pad, something that goes underneath you so it cools you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something that might help your sleep performance. And then also they said maybe even a hormone panel from the doctor. I think that has to do with where they were talking about
like
that.
blood work and stuff like that.
Cortisol and adrenal fatigue.
Yeah.
Because that's hormone. That must be an adrenal gland or something. And then they said maybe it just needs to start with taking pictures of everything he eats and drinking in the day. Most importantly, he needs to get a consistent sleep, as consistent as possible. So I mean, they put a lot of work
That's a ton.
into that,
And I appreciate that. And I think after we talked about it, because we did talk about it before we were able to record, but I'm doing pretty good except for the sleep part. I really could. I mean, I could definitely work on the sleep part, 100%.
Yeah, I think for yours is like because you do work late, you're gonna have to build that the habit of a routine.
Oh yeah,
of getting home, eating because you are gonna be eating a little bit late. Anyways.
So I'm gonna change that.
Okay,
and I'm gonna probably I'll take a lunch, to work, and I'm also gonna take a meal so I can eat.
And so, you could do like
so I can do
take
a dinner
for supper,
basically.
dinner, and then maybe just when you get home, do a protein,
right?
Like a protein shake.
Correct. That's on the goal.
There you go.
2 weeks.
So I think that'll help you with your sleeping because then you can come home, have your protein shake, shower, chill out.
Yeah,
and then, but don't
yeah.
be watching those shows till 11. Because this guy will stay up watching a show till 11:30, and
Yes.
then he gets up at 4 in the morning,
4:45,
4:45, so he can go down and coach and train. So I feel like definitely you're only getting probably 4 or 5, like 5.
If I'm
5.5
lucky, I'm getting
hours
5.
sleep. Yeah, she says 6 to 8.
I know.
So, but yeah, for sure, I'm not an 8-hour guy in sleep. So I have what they call a Whoop that tracks all that stuff, and it does pretty well. So shout out Whoop if you want to hit us up with some sponsorship here.
I'd like to get a Whoop.
So it actually, I can tell the difference of like when I eat weird or I eat late or like the patterns on that stuff. Instantly can tell.
Yeah.
Like if I eat stuff like off the cuff or something, or we've been somewhere at night and I take and eat, it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Or you come here You come and visit with mom and dad, and you're not on your normal
Yeah,
schedule.
my first night was terrible. But now that I got him back in, I'm back in the green.
Oh, okay.
With like eating, I didn't eat late. But of course, when I'm on the road, and we stopped in Ely and ate late.
Yeah.
Got a sandwich, and I had drank a Monster. That doesn't help.
Well, yeah,
but
it was late.
Yeah. And then when we got home, it was midnight. I got to mom's, it was midnight.
Right.
So then getting into bed. So your sleep was a little off. I was in the yellow, but I got back in the green by the next night just by watching what I was eating and then not eating late. It feels like whenever I eat late, it really jacks me up. Because now your metabolism sped up. Your body is.
Well, you get to process the food while you're trying to sleep.
So I think you're on the right path, dude.
I'm down 7 pounds.
Yeah. So good job. Good job. See that? Whoever's listening is down 7 pounds. Encouragement. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, when I deliver to those gas stations, it's like
suck it, Braxton. I mean, whoever else you are that was talking about that. I don't want to say any names. Starts with a B, ends with Braxton. Not from Fallon. Not my Braxton. He would never say that.
No, but yeah, I've done really good. Like that first week when I was like, hey, no sugars, and I've been doing the sugars and the carbs. I've been doing a lot more vegetables, tons of vegetables, and trying to
talk about that.
Watching like the chickens. You and I talked about it the one night. I had like one pork chop and some vegetables, and you were like, that's not enough protein. But it was also that was a late meal, and so it's like, do I eat a lot of protein and stuff at almost 9 o'clock at night?
I think that you're doing that right. It's just I was just merely making a comment.
Yeah, that wasn't enough.
It's just so mentally, like you look at a pork chop, it's more fat than protein,
right?
And your carbs, so they're good carbs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think it's just, but like the listener was writing in and was like, for like 3 months. That thing alive?
Yeah, we got a straggler on.
We got a friend right here. We got us a guest.
We got a little friend.
Yeah.
A little spider on the table
right here. Are you gonna smash it?
You took it off the table.
Dude, why do you have to smear it?
Because I don't want to lose my finger. He's dead. Ew.
Sorry for you spider lovers.
How much protein's in a spider?
I don't know. Put it in there.
No, I'm not.
While you're eating it, I'll look it up.
I
think, but it's like that over time. I think if you stay doing it, you'll find yours. I think it needs to be.
It's like a willpower thing.
But it also has to be. That's where she's talking about having that. If you bring that other meal, you know what I mean. So then when you get, it's not like say your route gets a little long in the night. You're not stopping and getting something on the way home.
Correct.
Like, oh, I didn't make, significant others like, oh, I didn't make dinner tonight. What's your first choice? You're going to stop and grab something to come home and eat. You're not going to come home at 8:30 at night and plan out a meal. So I think the meal prep thing is key also.
Yes.
Because now you have that extra meal in your truck.
Yeah.
Now you're not even worried about it.
Right.
It's not like you come home and sit down and have a family dinner. It's 9 o'clock at night.
No.
Everybody's done.
Right, but they usually put something in the microwave for me.
Right, I'm not saying that you can't have that. That goes to your lunch the next day.
Right.
That's what I do. Like with fire calls, Tasha's like, "Well, I made dinner."
Right.
So usually when we're on a night call like that,
like
in the evening, we'll get food. They'll call it in.
Okay.
The house man, and it's usually like pizza,
like Jimmy John's.
Yeah, or they'll get them subs or something.
Yeah,
Subway
sandwiches.
Or something. So basically, then what happens? We get back and we check in all the trucks, and they're like, "Hey, there's sandwiches over across the street," or "Hey, we went to Azteca and got tacos," and you'll go over there and there's 72 tacos.
Oh wow,
handmade.
Mm-hmm.
The grip up, they're good. They're just smashing down tacos. But it's because we've been on a fire call from 4 PM, and now it's like 8, 9 o'clock at night. So you want to talk about dicking up my sleep?
Right.
Same thing. I can instantly. I know after a fire call like that, and I eat. When I get up, I'll be like, "Oh man, I hope I'm in the yellow." It'll go out. The night before, I could have like 87% recovery.
Okay.
And I can go one night in a fire call, eat some pizza or whatever, come home, have a protein shake, and then go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'll wake up the next morning and it is in the yellow 36%. Just from one night of doing that. So It's crazy how that works. But yeah, I think we're on the right path, bro. I think you're doing good. I did want to move. So we got March Madness going on. We got some basketball. I just want to mention that because we are in March Madness. I haven't really been watching it yet. UConn, I think, is number one pick.
I don't watch it at all.
I'd go with UConn. Well, I was here when some of the boys at the baseball game.
Oh, okay.
Your son was there.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh man, they're him and is it what's his name? Stead? No, Slade.
Slade.
He's a good kid. What's up? Hey Slade, if you're listening, because they were talking about flapping your gum.
Oh, good.
Shout out Slade. Mention you on there. You're a good kid, dude. Keep it up. He was funny, man. So they were hanging out. They were sitting there with us, and then they were like, "Oh man, the basketball game." So they're both watching it.
Okay.
And they had Kentucky, and Cannon had Kentucky to win it. So he's
To win the game that they were watching?
No, in the bracket.
Oh, okay.
To his number one pick overall. Was like third in the nation.
Right.
And they got beat by Oakland, like a 14 seed team.
Oh, no.
There goes his bracket.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess they got a pool going, all them guys.
Oh,
Cannon
do they?
And Cameron, like the whole sport, a bunch of those kids.
Yeah.
They all pick brackets and they put like some money on it, and then whoever wins the most games at the end then gets the pot.
Okay.
Which is cool. Cameron's doing good, dude. He's at like 97% out of all, like, because they start out like I think the top 64 teams.
Oh, good.
And he's only missed 2 so far on his pick.
Not bad.
It's a good start, man. If you get that's a huge percentage. So if you get that first back right,
yeah,
you're gonna stay pretty high up, because the next thing it goes like this. I think 48, 32, 16,
right.
8. So now you're lessening the teams.
Right.
So if you only miss 2 on the big pick,
right.
Some of those guys are missing like probably 8, 9.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Out of 64, yeah.
Yeah. So your choices, so your percentage stays a bit higher. Yeah. So that's cool. So if you guys are doing that, hopefully your guys' bracket's still going. I think I was gonna look it up, but I didn't have time. So we're all about facts here.
All about facts.
Whether they're true or not, it's up to you. I think the guy, I want to say it's $1 billion is up if you fill out your bracket and submit it. The person that wins the perfect bracket, you get no losses. They'll give you $1 billion.
And who's that? What's that through? DraftKings, Sportsbook? Like, what is it?
Yeah, I didn't look it up.
No?
That's not me. I don't know. Somebody rich has it offered out there. I don't know. The thing of it is, I think they say the odds of it are like you're more likely to win the lottery than you are to win a bracket.
I would imagine.
Because there's so many variations.
And almost every game that I have seen, and usually it's like when we were up north and we went to like Texas Roadhouse, stuff like that, they always have like they have the games playing up on the TVs and stuff. They're all like within, they're tied, they're 3 points.
Like, I read something or saw something that said there's like the most percentage of game-winning shots.
Yeah,
is in the
100%.
Played.
It's crazy.
And the smallest margin of loss. It's like, dude, it's stressful.
I mean, even like you said, you have a 13 seed team going against a 3 seed team, but the score's tight at the end.
Oh yeah,
like it's right down to the last.
Oakland hit like a 3-point, and they were 4 up.
Yeah,
and then Kentucky came down and shot and missed a 3-pointer.
Oh,
and then they ran it back and was like trying to foul them out, and time was up.
Right,
and they lost by like 4 points or something.
Yeah. March Madness brings out a lot of those good players in those teams. I mean, they're, like you said, 13, 14 seed.
Well, the 14 seeds playing with nothing to lose. Like, no pressure. They're like, whatever, we're 14 seed. Like, let's go out.
Like, they're excited to make it as far as they did.
Do it.
Yeah.
And then and some teams, I think they're like, well, we're the third seed team. Like, we're going to mop these guys up. And all of a sudden they're like, uh-oh. What? And then it just takes them, they're already too far into it now. All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
And then we'll go. Well, first, I got 2 things, but I want to go into you. We didn't get to talk about it last time. You mentioned to me about drinking piss. Where was that? Where did that stem from? I can't remember what you said you watched.
It was just on it was been on a couple podcasts that people are talking about drinking their own urine for I don't say medical purposes, but it's like they talked about how, it makes my skin softer and it makes like I get to revitalize the minerals and stuff like that. And then I was talking to you about it, and this is how I felt about it because I think it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
there's no reason for this. The first time I ever saw this or heard
Yeah.
of it was the movie Kingpin.
okay.
When the guy's sitting there going, "Hey, is it okay if you drink your own pee?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, because like you and I were talking about, your body has used what it needs to use. And
Exactly.
you're pissing it out,
And it's
like,
filtering everything that you
you're-
don't need, everything that's bad
yeah.
for your body it's getting rid of it.
It's dude, and it's just like some people that come up with that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just weird stuff. I feel like it's just some sort of. I'm not going to say like hippie stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's like isolating certain people, but they're not. But it's like just like a group of people that's like, oh well, this is you can use your own piss to make your skin better. I use Dove lotion. to
Yeah.
make my skin
I mean,
softer,
yeah,
and
there's
it's not coming out of my body.
I'd rather get mud. I mean,
Yeah.
they've done mud, but I think what happens is you have your TikTokers, your Instagram, your your YouTube
bad
influencers. You get one person on there that's just, in my opinion, whacked out of their
Oh
mind.
yeah, like I put my own piss on my acne and it went away.
Right.
It's
And
like,
then
no, you just can't.
just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
Dude,
I mean,
amen to that, brother. Amen to that. I've had to tell you that before. Be like, dude, just 'cause it's on Bookface don't mean it's news.
man, TikTok
But yeah,
or
so
anything like that.
but then we looked it up and it tells you. I told Vinny, I'm like, there's no way, dude. You can't do that. And then
No, like
I think you looked it up and it was like give you like 27 things about how terrible
it's going to
it is.
dehydrate you, sodium, salt, like all the minerals and all the stuff that your body's filtered naturally out of your body that it's not going to keep in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's getting rid of it.
Yeah,
Don't
now
put it
you're
back
putting
in.
it in concentrated.
Right.
form.
Now you're just
Yeah.
you're just
Plus, I'm sure it doesn't taste good.
it was just a weird. I mean, it was on multiple different podcasts.
So if you've ever drinking your piss, you can comment in and I guess let us know how.
Yeah, I
tastes.
don't even know, dude. I
mean, because sometimes it smells bad. Not in the morning after I have coffee; it just smells like coffee. But
well, it still smells.
there's certain pee.
I mean, there's
like
asparagus.
when I drink grape, if I have grape juice or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it smells like grape.
Nah,
No, it really does.
like after I used to eat
Next time I
Cheerios.
tell you. Oh, next time
we have grape.
Dude, I drink some grape juice. Smell my pee. Dude, coffee does it. Grapes and then asparagus, dude. Not everybody's does that.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. I heard it or something. Like I say, I don't ever know where half this knowledge comes from, but I know that there's some people that can eat asparagus, and it's like I want to say they said it's like something weird that if it does, or maybe it's opposite if it doesn't. There's some sort of unnatural thing that happens. But dude, I can eat asparagus. If I eat asparagus right now,
And pee in 10 minutes.
less than that.
Yeah.
If I had to go pee in 3 minutes,
Yeah.
it would smell. like
Exactly.
asparagus. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
It's
That is
and that's
truly
food.
amazing.
It's not liquid. You know, like you're
Yeah.
not drinking a liquid to make you
Yeah.
go pee. You're eating a food and then you pee.
Because
3 to
I've been
5
like eating it at like lunch
Yeah.
and then be like, oh man, I gotta go pee, and I'll go in there and I'm like, oh, it smells like asparagus.
Smells like
already."
asparagus.
But maybe maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's now mental
No.
now because
No.
I've left it there and then people come in.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I leave it there on purpose when it's really bad, just so the next person comes in they can smell it.
It's
Like
fermented the whole
"That dude's
room."
eating free asparagus.
Exactly.
Dude, at nighttime, sometimes I'll go in there, like we don't flush at night. You know, when you're peeing. I don't know if you do it either.
I flush.
So it's just like we just pee in the toilet. It's quieter. So you're not flushing in the middle of the night. Just, I don't know. Just how we always have done it.
Yeah.
So, except for if I've eaten asparagus. If I eat asparagus and I pee, I flush.
You wake Tasha up. She's like, oh,
I don't even
That
know
asparagus.
if it wakes her up. But it's just a thing we both do. I don't know. I don't ever,
I flush every time. Emily doesn't. She won't. She won't.
She
At
don't want to
night.
wake you up.
Right.
We're saving the world too. Saving water.
Saving water.
Saving water.
Yeah.
Unless it's asparagus.
Unless it's asparagus night.
Or you poop. Hopefully it's not the night. All right. Well, I got a question for you.
Okay.
This battle I feel like has been going on for years.
Between
with some people that I know.
okay,
It has to do with fire department. All the guys on the fire department, there's certain guys that they are all battle about it. So, my question to you is, it's about smokers and grills.
okay, like
Right.
my Blackstone grill that I just got,
That's a
or
griddle.
okay,
Grill, like barbecue grill.
okay.
Gas.
Oh, and smoker. Oh, gotcha.
or-
Yeah.
and
So regular
smoker.
regular
So there's
propane
this
barbecue.
debate. These dudes go at it. Like, they don't think a smoker is a barbecue grill. And then the vice versa, the guys that are about them smokers, the Green Mountain Grills, Traegers, they are adamant. Like, no, it's got to be cooked on the Traeger. And then the other guys are like, because you don't know how to cook on a barbecue grill. So
what's the
are they
question?
the same? Are
No.
they different? Do you have to be a better cook to do it on a smoker or a grill? Which would you prefer to cook on? Do you have a smoker?
I do not have a smoker.
I should ask you that before.
I don't have a smoker.
Okay.
I know you have a smoker. I know Mom has a smoker. And
I also think, I tell Braxton that.
your Braxton?
Fallon Braxton.
Fallon Braxton.
And he won't call it a smoke.
What does he call it?
He calls it a grill.
No, it's a smoker. So here's what I see. When you do a grill,
Yeah.
it's hot fire outside. So you have to watch your stuff a lot. I feel like you have to watch it more on a grill because you'll burn it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
A smoker is, and this, I'll probably get heat over this one, is I look at it,
debate,
but I look at it like like when you use your crock pot,
Yeah.
so you're kind of cooking it from kind of heat inside out, it's cooking it kind of even.
Okay.
Like when you cook on a grill, it's like outside and it's burning into the middle, right? So you got to flip it and it's got to burn from the outside and burn in the middle. When you're using a smoker, I feel like you're enclosing it and just cooking all of it with heat. You're not trying to cook it from the outside in, which I know heat has to go into it, but it's a little more like even cook. It's definitely an even cook.
Because you'll get smoke ring. Okay, yeah. So,
but they're two different things.
The way I look at
two different things
is when I'm smoking something, it's long and slow.
Correct.
That's when it gets smoky.
But that's the art of smoking.
I can turn my grill up, or my smoker up, in temperature.
Yeah.
Then I use it just like I do a grill. Now I don't have to worry about it burning, like you said, because it's in a box. It's heating up those pellets in this box. So how a pellet works, it feeds the pellets in there, right? The fan kicks on and it builds that flame. But that box, it has a box.
Right, but the box is not directly underneath your meat.
It's right underneath it, but it keeps your flames from getting to it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So like you're saying, it's more even but when you slow it down or lower the temperatures, it smokes more.
Right.
So if I run it at 225 degrees, like if I'm doing ribs or whatever and I'm smoking them, you'll see it just like an old chimney, like a train.
Right.
The smoke's just billowing out the vent, right? So that I'm smoking the piss out of it.
Okay.
Like you would like wood chip smoker. Yeah. Now, if I'm doing a grill, I call it, like if I'm cooking steaks or something on a night, and if we're just throwing some ribeyes on there, I'll up it to like 350, 360.
Okay.
And throw them on there, and it just sears them up just like you would on a grill.
So when do you do it with the open lid, closed lid?
Closed lid.
When you do your steak?
Yep. I don't ever do it open.
So you're not actually, so it's not getting cooked with the hot smoke. It's getting cooked with just heat.
There's still, of course.
So I mean, you can, I can see where you're saying a smoker can kind of be used for both.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, is you can use it for both. A grill, you cannot use it for both.
No.
And I feel like if you turn that thing up to, let's just say 350, you're laying that there, that 350 is going to be on the bottom of the meat.
I think you're probably opposite.
Well, that
your
flame,
350 is probably ambient temperature.
If you close the lid.
Yeah, if you close the lid.
If you close the lid.
If you close the lid, you're 350, but I think on the bottom it's hotter.
Hotter.
Right.
Either way, the bottom is going to be hotter
Correct.
on a grill,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So you're grilling half the meat, and you flip it,
Flip
and
it.
then grill the other
Yeah.
half the meat while the other top is still cooking.
Mm,
So you've already cooked it. Now you're overcooking the top.
yeah.
And even if I don't close the grill when I grill,
Okay.
because if I don't, then I forget about it and I burn the crap out of it. And then we have dried chicken and you have jerky chicken.
We don't want that.
No. So I have to
Going
kind of
like
watch it.
Easy.
And I do know you're only, people say only flip it once.
Yeah.
Don't keep going back and forth because you'll dry it out.
Yeah.
And I feel like on a smoker, like you said, even still when you got it's still going to be a little hotter on the bottom. But the way that they're built and the way that you're supposed to use them is close it and it cooks it more evenly.
Yeah, because I only do flip it once.
Right.
So like even when I do my chicken, I let it go for like my chicken. I throw all my chicken thighs on there and let it go for like 15 minutes. Flip them.
Yeah.
Let it go for another, depending on what temperature.
Now I
Say
do
another 15. I'll pull them off.
And I do feel like if you're going to be a smoker, like basically because of all the shows that I've seen, like on Netflix and, Barbecue Town or whatever, barbecue competition, that kind of thing, is they do a smoker and then you watch them just kind of, the meat just falls apart.
Yeah.
Because it's cooked it evenly and stuff. But
Yeah,
when you
get a
do it,
smoke ring around it.
but when you do a grill, it's like your meat doesn't just fall apart like a slow cooker, like your crock pots and pressure cookers and stuff like that. I think there is definitely, I think if you're going to be a smoker, your rubs, your marinades, your stuff like that is more intense than throwing stuff on the barbecue, lathering barbecue sauce on it, and then you flip it, put barbecue sauce on the other side, and it's done. So I think there's more of an art for smokers.
Yeah.
But grilling's faster.
It is. But I think like even with like, I don't know, they always do like some dudes will just, they won't. They're like, you got to throw the briquettes on and fire it up and get the briquettes going and then cook it like it's like this art of it, which there is. I mean, we've had good.
There's art in both. There is art in both.
But I think like when you throw on like some competition pellets or whatever, they have like that mix in there and you slow it down and let it kind of smoke a little bit and it just kind of gets that little smoke taste to it. I mean, I've done chicken one time. I thought, I'm going to throw them all on there like when it first gets starting up because that thing is plumb full of smoke.
Right.
I mean, it's just like,
yeah,
out that little chimney. And I threw the chicken in there like before it got to temperature, just to kind of let it smoke it up.
Yeah.
Then it got to temperature and I finished cooking them up. Oh my gosh. Josh was like, it's too much. It was too smoke.
Too smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're talking, it's just this thick.
Right.
Like I open it up and it's like, all the smoke. And it just puts that smoke flavor on it.
And depending on what kind of pellets you have, because they do
like
make mesquite pellets. Like they do. Yeah.
Hickory, I feel like, is the most potent. Just straight hickory. Like you got to be careful with that one. If you smoke them out like that,
because it'll add that flavor to whatever you're putting in there.
Hickory wood taste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
Well, there it is. You guys comment in if you've got what's your debate on the grills and smokers. I got I've been shooting some calves. So I am gonna upload that video. Not shooting calf. Shooting. Yeah.
I was like, hold on.
Edit that.
Wait, what?
Oh, you cow lovers.
Cow lovers.
I've been hunting coyotes
off
for
of
this guy
calves.
that's been they've been taking down his calves. So they got 2 of them. So I finally hunted out that one. And I got one of the males. So I had a pretty epic video shot. Not the shooting part of it, but the deer. I've never seen anything like it.
Dude, I've never seen anything like it.
With these deer are running this coyote off. First, their Maddie comes into the scene. They were there first in this field. I'm running thermal. I was watching them. Then we take a shot. Miss him. I call him back through. He's running with these deer. And he turns and burns and cuts one off. And she's mad. I think she felt like she had a fawn too. And she chases this coyote around. And she's huffing and puffing at him. And she basically herds him to me. I shoot him. And then she commences just to piss stomping this dude into the ground.
Donkey kicking it.
Mule kicked him in the face. And I get it all on video. So it's epic. But I think I'm going to put that one on I'll put that on our YouTube channel, flapping your gums, by itself.
Do a short.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do like a video of that one
Yeah.
on there. So you guys watch out for that one. It's gonna be pretty cool. But it's the people I've showed the video to are like, that's the coolest video I've ever seen in person.
Right.
You know, it was neat, dude, to watch. Like how the animals work like that, how they don't want that guy to be nowhere near them. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool to watch.
And we've always talked about how like coyotes don't like horses. They won't get around like the wild horses in Nevada because the horses will kick at them and stuff like that. And I've always thought that if a coyote came in, this is my thinking until I saw your video.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, coyote come in with a herd of deer like, screw you, and they just run away from it.
Yeah.
Apparently, when they're in a group like that, they feel a little.
They got some
oats,
sowing some oats there. Yeah,
they got some guts.
They were definitely, especially I think with having a fawn.
Yeah.
Fawns or whatever. But yeah, I'll post that video up. You guys will watch for that one. It's cool. I'll do some hashtagging on it or whatever you do. So this is the part where Vinny is gonna he's got a joke.
I do have a bit.
A bit.
I do.
You have a bit. I thought you just had a joke.
It's a little bit of a bit.
Let's hear it.
It's not 3 minutes long or anything.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit bit.
So it's a joke.
Yeah. Like that's what I was going to tell you.
It's a joke we could roll into.
I was going to tell you yesterday. I'm on vacation in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So a week before, I'm going to send an email to Wise Guys.
Okay.
And you have to put it in to do their open mic.
Okay.
The problem is you don't get to know, or it could be up to the Tuesday before they let you know that you're on the list.
I got you. So you might be going doing your first stand-up?
I might go do my first stand-up.
But you're not going by yourself? Emily's going?
Emily will go,
so she can just video it.
Emily will go, yeah. Emily would definitely go.
Okay.
And I got a buddy that's on vacation, Lynn, his girlfriend, and they go up north a lot. So I don't know what he's doing on that vacation.
You a little posse. So you got
yeah.
some.
I need to have some backup,
Yeah,
but it's not like all the guys at work, they want to do it and stuff, but it's on a Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. So it's like, so there'll be a few people I can invite. I don't know if they'll go, but
hopefully
I'll have a group. But.
So yeah, well then, and have her, hopefully, if you have Emily or if Lynn goes, maybe have him video it. Because that way he can, because whoever's videoing has to be quiet-ish. As quiet as they can be.
I agree. But there'll be a whole crowd, so hopefully
that's all right. But when you're holding the mic and you're like, "Oh, get him there," you know, or whatever, they're cheering you on, it's gonna be. And that way we can hear you.
They might let you. I don't know if they record the whole day because it's an open mic.
Or you could even.
I might be able.
Got a tripod?
No, I can get one from the gym though. But
see if I get a tripod, and then you can just set your phone up.
And maybe they'd let you do that. And maybe the club records the whole thing.
Maybe just talk to them beforehand and say, "Hey, I got a podcast."
Yeah, it's $5 a person to go.
To go in.
Yeah. So anybody going, like if whoever you bring, the audience is $5 per person. Performers get going for free. So.
Nice.
So I know they have. It says on there they have traveling comedians, professionals kind of go through on that day, and then and even like the local guys that are kind of a staple in that club that perform nightly or whatever. Then they just kind of work in the open micers in between. So I'm gonna put in my email. We're gonna see what happens.
2 weeks, people might.
I came up with this bit the other day, and it's I've told it to a couple people, and I think it's a pretty good one. It may not be my. It won't take up the full 3 minutes, but it's going to take up a pretty good amount.
Okay. Let's go.
So I'll be like, "Hey, everybody, my name's Aaron Allen Vinny&Hessey. I says my friends like to call me Vinny. And, you know, my brother and I started a podcast about 1.5 years ago. The problem with putting yourself out there in the social media is you get these comments. So we have a YouTube channel, and we're on Spotify and all the other podcast platforms. I says, you start getting comments in. I says, and you want to read the comments so you can do a better job. These comments are coming in. Hey, it's a good thing that when I watch you on YouTube, it only shows your body from the chest up, because I really don't want to look at your baby bump while I'm watching my YouTube channel. Have you ever thought about hair plugs? Because when I'm watching on YouTube, the glare off the top of your head is so bright, I can't handle it. How old are you, by the way? Your sideburns don't even connect with your goatee because there's no hair growing in your cheeks. You should probably learn the English language before you start putting yourself out there on social media. you maybe want to look at shaving that unibrow because it's really hard to look at a cyclops while I'm watching your podcast. And those are just comments from your mom. So I'm working on that one. I'm trying to make it a little longer. That was a little fast. Trying to work on the cadence because we did go to Dry Bar Comedy a couple weekends ago, and their headliner, the lady in the middle, was the funniest.
Yeah.
But I think it was the way that she performed it, did her cadence, stuff like that.
Dude, that was good. That's it. Yeah. Or be like, that was always from mom. Or be like, so I had to tell my mom, quit listening to our podcast.
Right. Something like that. Yeah.
Mom, quit watching.
I'm like, all right, thanks, Mom. I got to go now.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah. That's good.
Like stuff like that. I did start it out with, and those are just comments from your family.
Yeah. I think the mom would.
And I totally switched it over to Mom. I thought about it.
So I told my mom, quit listening to the podcast.
And that's that's just the comments from my mom.
Yeah. And then that's when I told my mom to quit watching us on podcast.
Right. So.
Yeah, dude, I like it. I'm excited for you, dude. I hope that it all works out and you can get there and do it up.
Do a good 3-minute, yeah. It'll be fun.
Because that one, it was definitely quick.
I felt like I was talking really fast.
But I think that's where, I mean, even just stand in the mirror, hit a timer, and just start and do the bit.
Yeah.
Don't even look at the timer.
Right.
Just like look at yourself, your facial gestures, your hand gestures.
Yeah.
Might have to do some different stuff or, whatever you're doing with your hands, or maybe get kind of more into it that way. Do your whole thing and then click the stop and then see what's that. I think so that way you're not, trying to look at it.
Yeah, no.
Slowing or speeding up. You're just like, just do it naturally and then look and be like, damn it. It only took me 2 minutes.
Right. No, yeah. And you can stop. It doesn't have to be 3 minutes long.
But you want 3 minutes.
But I want to get as much in there as I can in 3 minutes.
For doing
but
all that stuff,
I know there's that one, and then I think I would go into the vasectomy. I'd talk about the vasectomy so I can at least try to get 2 jokes in 3 minutes. So
for sure.
So that's what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah,
it's like when you go sit in the cold plunge and you look at your timer the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I started doing on Thursday.
So Vinny's now, I was going to bring that. Vinny's now got him a cold plunge that he's doing. And Tasha, my wife, has, I don't know, challenged or at least said that you should try to go 30 days.
30 days.
Straight. So Vinny's going to try to go 30 days straight. The thing I found to do, it's the same with working out. When they're like, oh, do like a 3-second negative, 2-second pause. Most certainly, when you have that weight, you're not doing your 3 seconds and 2 seconds is a little bit faster.
1, 2, 3. Okay,
so then when somebody else counts. And so it's good to have a timer, but also like when I was doing it, when we were doing the shower thing.
Yes.
I would have Tasha come in and be like, okay, I'm going to do this for a minute.
Right.
Or I'm going to do this for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So I would give her, she would time it.
Right.
Because, I'm going to be sitting there and it's going to be cold, it's miserable, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm like, whatever, I made it.
48 seconds, close enough, I'm done.
Seconds, like, yeah. Or, or I don't even start a timer because I'm just going to time it in my head.
Oh, gosh.
1,
no,
2,
it doesn't
3,
work.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all of a sudden it just speeds up. So that's good. So yeah, we're gonna how many days you into it?
3
days. So we're gonna keep checking in with Vinny. He's 3 days in. He's got 27 to go.
Put ice in it today. Stirred it up. But I can't get. I gotta figure something out. I gotta try to get it. I've been at 52, 54 degrees roughly, right in there. Today was.
You covered up.
It's covered, but it's black and it sits on my back patio. So during the day, the sun's on it. But this morning I put ice in it, stirred it up until the ice cubes were gone, got it down between 50 to 52, which is the coldest it's been. I usually get in it at 4:45 in the morning.
You should look it up too, or ask Tosh. She knows there's a certain temperature for men.
Definitely has to. I think it's supposed to be under 50 for sure.
Men can go colder. Women don't have to go as cold for their body type.
But like,
just listen to all these podcasts.
So yeah, it's not bad. I got to either try to get a bigger block of ice and maybe put it in the night before. I have a buddy that does that, and it gets his down to like 48, 46
put
degrees.
Like a block ice?
Yeah, he does.
From like
he just,
gas station.
He fills it up in a Rubbermaid tote, puts it in his freezer, and then at night he dumps out the block of ice, refills it, puts it in the freezer for the next.
There you go.
So
perfect.
We're gonna work on that.
I tried it the one time we already talked about it. And I put 40 pounds of ice in there.
Yeah, you went to 33 and you went to 32.5 degrees.
That one was terrible.
I
don't even know how cold it was, but it was too cold.
Yeah.
So now I hate it. So I'm all about that hot plunge.
I'm all about that hot
I'm all
plunge.
about that hot plunge, doing
I
something.
mean, we've been doing the sauna for a good year now, so
Yeah.
the sauna's been great. But like
Always finish on cold, they say, right?
that's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. Well, cool. Well, we'll keep up on it. Hey, I'm glad I got to come down or up here and hang out with you.
And we didn't have any internet problems.
Dude, let's hope that. Yeah, no hiccups, no nothing. So when we get into editing, I mean, it's been ripping and gripping the whole time. So
The whole
I like
time.
that. Well done. And then, all right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, from remote location here in Utah, not in the cum closet. So that's cool. America. So, all right, dude. Good job. We'll keep checking in. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Peace.